Good day everyone. For today, we're going to demo about the P6 103, which the coherent and incoherent addition of waves. So before we start our class, let's have a prayer and motivational song. So our motivational song is Ako si Takore. So next is checking of attendance. So the class secretary will check the students who are present. So next is presenting our objectives. So at the end of the lesson, the student should be able to, first is to differentiate coherent and incoherent addition of waves. 2. Define what is coherent addition of waves. 3 is give some examples of incoherent additions of waves. So the scattering of wave is found to be coherent and constructive if the phase delay is the same for all scattered waves. So if the phase delay is varying uniformly from 0 to 2, then it is said to be coherent and destructive. If varies in random, then it is incoherent. So in physics, two wave sources are perfectly coherent if their frequency or waveform are identical and their phase difference is constant. So coherence is an ideal property of waves that enables stationary, temporarily, and especially constant interference. So the waves are said to be coherent, to be incoherent if they don't have constant phase difference. So this source will produce light with random and frequent changes of phase between the photons. For example, ordinary fluorescent tubes and tungsten filament lamps produce incoherent light waves. So, ang coherent no fixed na siya relationship between the phase of waves and beam of radiation and single frequency of two beams of light are coherent. When the phase difference between their waves is constant, they are non-coherent. If there is random or changing phase relationship, na siya. So, after the lesson, generalizations. So, students will become called randomly to give some of their thoughts and learning about the topics. Sa application, they will be given grouping activities with regards to this topic. For assignments, students will be given a task to draw in a band paper that shows coherent and incoherent addition now waves. So, 5 remarks, 6 reflections. Based on the 45 students, or 90% shows interest about the topics. 10% shows low level of interest. 45 shows so much familiar and well performed with the topic. 55% are coping up with the topic. So that's all for the lesson P6 103 coherent and incoherent additional weights.